Hey everybody! So I'll get to you. You guys read it, I'm not gonna get to it.
I won't laugh. All right.
Okay, ready?
Where's my clapboard? And clap.
Action!
Food. Hold on. Make a noise like that. We're gonna have to kick you out. And clap. Take 3.
Oh, hey everybody! Welcome to the Wax to Grind Vinyl Oddcast. My name's Metal Mary, and this is Max.
Yes.
Max!
Yes, here I come. Here I
Yo,
come.
Matt! There he is.
Here I am, look. There I is. I am the Yellow Man. Actually, Yellow Man, our hearts go out to you, man. Hope you get better. I don't know if you know who Yellow Man is. He's a classic reggae guy. And he has a bad case of mouth cancer right now, which is a shame because he's one of the best. But
So here we are again. This
Yep.
is the second episode of Wax to Grind, the Vinyl Oddcast.
Yes.
If you've seen the first and you made it to the second, thank you very much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. This is just a sort of a fun project a couple of friends are doing at the record store, and we'd like to keep it rolling. I'll say it again, it's not a competition. This is about community. So our basis is to talk about some records, some new stuff, some old stuff, pick a topic, and get some friends on to talk about their favorite records. So right now, we're actually going to kick it off here.
we always like to start it off by saying like what we've found new in the last week or so. And so you'll get to know what we like. What I would say we both like all kinds of things all across the board, but we're going to talk about some records we've gotten lately. And then we'll introduce our guests, our surprise guests who we'll have in a little bit. So what have you been into there? Did you find any good records this week?
Well, actually, Chokers 7-inch, which I have heard these songs live. I have not heard these songs recorded yet. Again, this is hot off the presses. Chokers are from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and this is a 3-song 7-inch.
I think I live next to that singer, Mick Jagoff. Yeah,
Mick Jagoff, aka
and
Becky
Fuck
Corrin.
Owens.
Yes, I know. I shouldn't be. Maybe I shouldn't be
I say
calling by the right names.
Geezer butt plug.
So, do you want to list the band members?
Yeah, well, we got Mick Jagoff, Fuck Owens, Geezer butt plug, Kenny G Spot, and Neil Squirt, a good drummer. Rest in peace, Neil Squirt. Or no, that was Neil Peart.
Yeah, Neil Squirt is still with us. And as the references do relate to the actual instruments played by these people. On side A, we have Piss Drunk and Hot Garbage. And on side B, we have Fruit Loop. Now, before this, they were called the Bloated Sluts. A couple of member changes. And this is where they are now. It's an awesome lineup. It's a strong lineup. You have Scott, the saxophone player, and backup vocalists on the front. As you can see, looking fine. Here's the back.
He's very muscular.
Absolutely, yes. And this is the kind of thing that you want to be listening to. Actually, I think everyone should be listening to it. The songwriting is great. The lyrics are fantastic, extremely clever. Not always for the children, but that's quite all right. How much rock and roll is really for the children? They're going to be digging into your records anyway, and they're going to listen to it just like we always did. So, you know, the Chokers are fun. Musicianship is great. There's a lot of charisma in the band by all the members. There's a little bit of glam. We've got some saxophone in here, punk rock, garage rock, rock and roll. So it sort of covers all the bases for everything you could possibly want. And again, I'm not going to go on too much about this record because they will be on soon to tell us about it themselves. And it's always best to hear about it from the mouths of the musicians. So hot off the presses, Chokers.
Check it out.
Check it out, guys.
Real quickly, I can just go through some records I've enjoyed in the last week.
Go for it.
I like this group from the UK, Pigs. I don't know if I said enough pigs, but it's on the great Rocket label from the UK. If you like the classic like amphetamine reptile sound, they make some nice vinyl there. Just good heavy rock with good atmospheric vocals, and it's a lot better than their first record, I thought. So I was enjoying that record. As far as this year, one of the best hip hop records I think is going to be out is by R.A. the Rugged Man. And his new single, he put it on 45. It's called Golden Oldies. And if you like good classic hip hop, it's excellent. It's a really good one. Wish we could play it without getting kicked off YouTube.
Yeah, that was. We'd love to give you guys samples of these, but we're not really sure if we're able to do that yet. But again, we'll see what we can fine tune and figure out in the future, so we can give you little snippets. But
What else have I snooped out this weekend? Oh, a weirdo, another copy of the Weirdos. I have a couple other of the other Weirdos. If you're an Ed Big Daddy Roth fan, and if you don't know what this is like from 50s and 60s hot rod culture, and his name was Ed Big Daddy Roth, and he's a big legend with all that stuff. The Rat Fink character and all these other famous characters he had. And it's kind of a novelty hot rod thing from those days. Speaking of novelty, but sexy, one of my favorite songs, Teach Me Tiger by April Stevens. And it's a great, if you like your exotica, nice and sexy, and from the 50s, it's a great record. A lot of people don't know about. And as far as new records, there's a new Sonic Boom from Spaceman 3. I always dug those guys. This is called All Things Being Equal, and it came in a cool foil sleeve. And it glows, this one glows in the dark. But what's cool about this one, it doesn't glow in the dark regular, it turns red.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's cool. And then it has a nice like foil poster in it. And yeah, if you're ever a fan of the Spaceman 3 or British space rock, you get all this cool stuff in it. And it's really cool. There's a foil poster of some sort.
We always talk about how, you know, vinyl, it sort of has its, it had its ups and downs in popularity. But when people were really big on cassettes and then they were really big on CDs, it was sort of frustrating to have a poster come in a CD or to have something, a cassette that would just fold out. I'm like, how is this even going to get on my
Remember
wall?
how cassettes used to like
yeah,
fold out and then double fold out?
The beauty of vinyl can be in the packaging and that you can actually include cool things like
that,
real
yeah.
posters in. We'll be talking about more cool posters in the future, but this is a band with a really rich history. You know, it goes back to my college radio days.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Of the late 80s
they were
and
pretty
early
big,
90s,
and their influence has gotten bigger as the years have gone bigger. Just a couple more things. There's a cool new label I found called Drunken Sailor. If you like bands like the Marked Men and good, the Dark Thoughts are on that label. Lots of really good, fast, catchy punk rock. This band, the Freak Genes, I particularly like because they had some sort of, as you can tell, it has some sort of Nintendo-ness to it. So it's like good classic punk rock, but it has like Nintendo beats to it. So it was kind of weird, but kind of interesting. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is this unreleased Neil Young record they've put out this week, which is actually really good if you're a fan of mid-period Neil Young, On the Beach, Zuma period. Some of these songs you might recognize from, like there's one made it on Decade, some made it on bootlegs, but it's regardless of the hippie artwork, it's actually an excellent record, and I would recommend it to anyone who's even a mild Neil Young fan. It's definitely good stuff, and it's up there with his good classic records like Harvest and stuff like that. But that's just a few things from this week.
I got a couple more things.
Oh, okay.
Actually, quickly. Well, I just wanted to bring up as an honorable mention. This has been getting a lot of discussion lately
Yes.
with friends of ours. So this is, as you can see, I'm going to hold it up first, okay? So it's produced by Glenn Danzig, actually, which kind of makes sense. So what we have here is we have Danzig sings Elvis. Actually, in this case, with your pig's pig, we have Danzig sings Elvis, 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 Elvis. So actually, Danzig sings Elvis. So
And
this,
so he likes Elvis Costello that much?
yeah, I think yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. That's pretty
Elvis
good.
Hitler, I think. This
Elvis
is,
Hitler,
it's
his
a
favorite
whole,
rockabilly
a whole, yeah, it's a whole rockabilly cover of Elvis. No, not actually, but so it is all in the title with this one. One of the things that I think when it was announced that it was coming out, when it finally came out, I don't think it was a big shocker to a lot of people who are either like longtime Danzig fans, Misfits fans. I mean, I think the influence, everybody would always make the comparison in vocal styles. He sounds like Elvis. He sounds like the punk Elvis. So all of these years later, this comes out. But I think what's kind of interesting, and this is, I have friends that absolutely love this record, and I have friends that are not sure what to make of this record because it's I think it's an interesting track listing. Not maybe what I was expecting off of this as far as his choices go.
He's showing that he has clout on the Elvis. I mean, he's not doing the obvious choice.
Right. So that kind of makes it a little bit more fun because I think whenever you hear the same songs, regardless of who's doing them, over and over again, it gets to be a little bit redundant.
But he doesn't ignore the hits either. He does Baby Let's Play House. Great. That's a great song. Always on my mind.
Definitely. So he kind of he kind of weaves in. I think the choices are really interesting on this. Now, I think in some ways though, they were going for a more minimalistic recording approach to this one.
That's what I was gonna say. It seems very underproduced to me,
and intentionally so. So it kind of might give the impression, I'm thinking, that it was recorded a very long time ago, sort of keeping in the time with Elvis. But it's...
I mean, he definitely has the Sun Records echo on it. The guitar isn't very
reverb,
vintagey, and the bass isn't really recorded like that anymore.
No, but it's kind of minimalistic.
But it's a weird mixture of
comparison.
new production techniques and vintage ones.
Right.
I think it would have been better if they dressed up a little more vintage sounding. But then again, maybe I need to listen to it again. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I just tuned into it recently, and I think there are some tracks that are played, and I think if I heard it off in the background, not knowing what it was, I would say, what is this? Because I think that Danzig sounded a little bit more like Elvis in the Misfits and Danzig than he does on this. So it's kind of an interesting release. It's something that any Glenn Danzig fans are going to need to have in their collection, but it's something you want to check out, and it is a unique release, and we'll let you make up your own decisions on this one.
Give us a shot of that gatefold.
The gatefold.
Pop it. Come on. Don't be a record squirreler away, or enjoy it. Look at it.
Squirreler away.
Crack that gatefold.
So, all right, and here to show you for the full.
Listen to the crack.
For the full cracking.
Ready?
Unlike my textbooks from college, which never got cracked. Okay, those are
still
mint
uncracked.
condition. Ta-da! So there you go. It's something.
It's his face staring at you,
Yeah,
throwing
I'm
you
getting
off.
thrown off. He's staring at me over here. I'm getting
love you.
nervous. Oh my god.
The thing I love about it, I love you, Glenn.
Oh my god. Okay, so this is something that Danzig fans are going to want to have in their collection. But we'll let you listen to it and make up your own decision as to what you think of it. Feel free to throw it into the comment section. Should I enable the comment section? But yeah, this is an interesting release. Interesting release. Like I said, different opinions on it. So check it out and let us know what you think. So.
All right.
Ta-da! That was a lot to talk about Elvis Danzig and Elvis on Danzig.
Those are two important artists of our...
Yeah, so we figured we should give it a shout out, and at least in case somebody doesn't know that it's out. And that's where we're gonna hold that one at the new releases as well.
What else did you pick up recently?
And another thing.
What about that one?
That's also new, but not new, but new, is Rolling Stones Hot Rocks. Okay? But what makes this really interesting is the version of this. So if you look, let me open it up here. We're opening a lot of records here. So let's see.
In the dead wax.
Do you see it? Do you see it?
Well, just explain to them what you're looking for.
Okay, so what I'm looking for is the date that's stamped on the dead wax, which is this part of the record. In case you don't know, it's part of the record that when you complete the last song, basically goes, and then the record, the needle comes up and the record...
Between the paper and the grooves.
Yes.
It's called the dead wax.
So that's the dead wax. And what they do sometimes with these is they might scratch a little message on there oftentimes. There's a date, sometimes there's a number. So it's amazing how many of us, for many years, never really looked too deeply into that. But on this one, it's important because if you have 11/18/71, and this was released in 71, if you have 11/18/71 on the inside, on here, that means you have a different version of this. Okay, so this is on side 2, okay? and it's right in there, which we don't expect that you can see, but you can see that etched in there is 11/18/71, the year this was recorded. And this means, if you have that you have alternative takes of Wild Horses and Brown Sugar. Now, probably
Completely different.
recorded probably within the same sessions, of course, but a different version of it. So that's only on the copies that you can find that have 11/18/71 etched into the dead wax on side 2. So something to look out for if you come across this record, or if you own it at home and you want to take a peek, see what's etched on yours, and see if you actually have those different versions.
And here's an
on your
insert.
copy.
Did you know that came with it? Did you see that?
How about that
Look
insert?
at those beautiful inner sleeves.
Yep.
Look at this, and this is an insert that says 211 reasons why the Rolling Stones is the world's greatest rock band. And I think it's just a song list. Yeah. Boom. That's all the records they released up to 1971, I guess. All right. Nice, Mary.
So mainly
Thanks.
they're
That's
saying
awesome.
everything they've ever done is a reason to love
Yeah.
them. So, I know some Stones fans are hit or miss. They like certain records, certain songs. Some people like it all. So you be the judge. And when you get that,
tough
if you
to
get
like
the brochure with it, then you can make the decision yourself.
What
to
else
say,
you got?
This is hot off the presses as well. The Cheats. They are from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I have been waiting for this to come out since, I believe, talking to Todd right after we were all at the Super Sucker show last September, or was it last August? But that's when he let us know that they were going in the studio with their current lineup, which is a powerhouse lineup. So much fun to see live, so much energy. Again, if you like punk rock, if you like rock and roll, if you like garage rock, if you like glam rock, if you like, oh gosh,
A good time.
Yes, it's perfect. It's definitely a rock and roll. It's a rock and roll explosion. I'm guessing this would be, as it is when you see them live. The lineup's been solid now for the last year and a half, 2 years, I think, has been.
You have to ask Todd
You know
that,
what?
maybe.
Actually, yeah, I'm kind of thinking about this. It would be really nice if I could clear that up, because I've been such a fan for a long time. I wonder if there's anybody we could ask about this record.